promised, we'd like to take a look at the insurance sector. Ernst & Young report shows that insurance penetration has dropped from 3.44% to 2.93%. And to now give us some insights on why this could be happening, we're joined by the General Manager for CIC Insurance, Joseph Kamiri. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
What would you attribute the drop in insurance penetration today in Kenya?
The insurance in terms of the volume have not dropped because we've not yet gotten the report for the end of year of 2015, but we have figures for as at September 2015. And as at that time, the volume of business have gone up. The volume of premium that we are getting from the economy have gone up. So what have gone down is the penetration. And this penetration is basically looking at the number of people who are covered versus the total number of people that we can be able to cover, and also looking at the economy and how it is growing. So the absolute numbers have not gone down. They have grown, though at a minimal rate, actually less than 10%. But the penetration have gone down, and this basically tells us that we are not growing the way we should be growing. And probably the insurance industry need to do something that they are not doing.
What is it that the insurance companies are not doing right, that they need to do right to get the numbers going up again? The environment have been changing, and I think what is happening is that the insurance company have not been changing as fast as the environment is changing. In terms of demographics, they have changed. In terms of the products that people are looking for, have changed. You've seen today, like in Uganda, when there are these elections and they shut down the internet. People are looking for some other ways of how they can be able to communicate. So the same is happening, but looks like insurance, we have not yet grown up to be able to respond to those. The percentage of the youth have really increased, and insurance, I think most of us, we are still clung on to the old people who may not be the market of the future. So what we need to do is to come up with products which are able to address this type of a market, the big youth. Then the way we are selling insurance in terms of how do we use technology to sell insurance, the type of products that we are coming up with. Right, and speaking of the type of products, you know, every sector in Kenya today is attributing growth to an increase in the middle class. So what kind of products are insurance companies looking at to lure Kenyans into insurance?
Now, what we have done is to try and study the market very well and try to understand the target market that we are looking at. For example, at CIC, what we have done is that we have seen that the middle class is increasing very fast. And also, like, the ladies are owning a lot of vehicles. So what we have come up with is like a cover we are calling a lady auto, whereby it is not just an ordinary motor insurance cover, but it is a cover for motor vehicles designed for ladies. Now, we look at what do ladies look for. They want some assistance if that vehicle breaks down on the road. They want to be covered on, say, the hardback. They want to be covered on some health check, and this is the type of things that we are trying to address. So we come up with such a product like the Lady Auto, which is able to address the needs of a lady. If you look at the businessmen, like in the transport industry, then you look at what really disturbs a businessman if his lorry breaks down. What disturbs him more is that how will I pay my loan? The loan that I've gotten from a bank. So we come up with a product that will be able to address that loan repayment and also the loss of use. So with these ones now, you come up with such products which will be able to address things to do with the loss of income, repayment of loan, and the loss of use.
All right, so there's the issue of fraud that has been cited by a number of reports, including Ernst & Young that released their report earlier this week, and they said that fraud was one of the reasons Kenyans were shying away from insurance. Is this so?
I would say to some extent, yes. Fraud have become very developed. The fraudsters are using different means on how to be able to get money. And so it is contributing a lot to the cost of even insurance, so insurance also rises. So you find that in motor, there is a lot of fraud that is happening, where you find that probably the accident did not happen, or somebody intentionally damaged his car, then he comes to claim. We've seen things like medical, the cost also rising because of the cost of medicine, and also probably because of also the medical health providers providing the medicine which may not, you did not require all that medicine. Yes.
All right. And speaking about the medical cover, I think that is also one that has raised a lot of questions, where a number of people also saying that, you know, these insurance companies are only paying for consultancy. They're not exactly paying for the medication itself. And that has been quite a challenge for people to take up, for instance, medical insurance.
Yeah, the cost of medicine have really risen up, and the way that or how we can be able to break this is to bring in the issue of capitation.
Right.
So that when you go to hospital, there is the limit that you can be able to, that you cannot go beyond that amount. You can't charge the insurance company more than that. Now that will assist us in trying to provide more and reducing the losses, and so even making the premiums more affordable, because you'll find that the medical insurance, the insurance itself, the cost is a bit high. So by bringing down the front, by bringing down the cost of medical, by bringing down the cost of consultation, by bringing down the cost of the medicine, then that way we shall be able to offer better rates which people will be able to buy.
All right. And finally, you know, looking at the next few years, 5 years, maybe 3 years from today, what are you doing to ensure that you brand your products to be more lucrative to the younger people in the country?
What, as I said there earlier, is that the youth population have really increased, and we must focus on the youth. So what we are doing is to try and rebrand the way we are doing things. Number one, we look at the product. What are the needs of these young people, the rural-urban migration? What is it that the young people are looking for? So the product, we must come up with products which are able to address the needs of those people. Now, the delivery of that product, which channels are we using? Right now, we are using a lot of brokers and agents, so how can we use technology which is more convenient to deliver that insurance? So like CIC in ourselves, we have a platform we call MBIMA, where you can be able to buy insurance using the phone, you can be able to pay using the phone, and you can even report a claim using the phone.
How affordable is it?
And it is very affordable. Again, one of the reasons why penetration is low is because of the way we have packaged or the pricing, whereby you're telling somebody that you need to pay the premium for the full year. So what we have done is to come up with ways of how can that premium be broken down into several installments, and then you can be paying. So you have got policies you can pay on a daily basis, you have other policies you can pay on a monthly basis, so that you don't have the whole idea. Now this one, we have even taken it down to the micro, where you're looking at those subsistence farmers in the village. That farmer who is having one animal, how can you be able to insure? That farmer who is growing maize, who is growing cassava, who is growing some beans, how can you get him covered? And the only way you can do this is by bringing products which have got prices which are friendly, and the payment mode is also friendly, and also the products are also friendly. So we've got to change the way of the product, how the product looks like, the delivery of that product, even the people who are delivering that product, including our staff in the offices. So you see the big population is the youth, so when you come even to our offices, you also find the people who are serving you are the youth. So that's the whole rebranding that we are trying to do.
All right, and that's part of growing the businesses.